Hello and welcome to the 19th of September. Don't need these are reading glasses. This is a rather lovely little car called Nigel, and next month there's a fairly good chance that I shall be using this again. And that is a gazebo given to me by a nice man called Richard. In order to use Nigel again, there are some things that need fixing. That's not entirely true. In order to use Nigel again, all I've got to do is tax it. But there are some things I could do with fixing. Whoa, no, actually there are two things that need fixing and two that don't, but I want to do. And the two that don't are actually more hard work, but that's the bit I'm looking forward to. First of all, there's a matter of the exhaust, which has just started blowing. Just before I stopped using it a couple of months back, started farting away. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. Maybe it can be fixed. Maybe it can be not fixed. I'm not sure. There's only one way of finding out. And the other, just as important, is the wiring loom. You see, in the wiring loom, something went a bit wrong when I changed the tailgate over. And now, one of the rear lamps doesn't work. I mean, it works on the indicator, it works on the brake lamp, but it doesn't work on the side light. And that was fine during the summer because if it's daytime, you don't need your lights on. But we're approaching that time where nighttime comes around a lot more often. Yes, battery's not flat. That's what I'm going to do. And as far as things that don't need doing, but I'm going to do anyway, you can see one of them there, can't you? I'm going to do a headlining, but I'm not going to do it in the conventional fashion. Oh, no, I'm not. No, why should I? Why should I do things in the conventional fashion? I shouldn't, should I? No, if I did that, you'd stop watching and go and watch Furious Driving. Nothing wrong with Furious Driving, he's a good chap. I also want to remove this. It seemed like a good idea, but I'm not keen. I can't get this to fit, you see. Now it might be just a case of this has all got to come off, and then this is fitted with the switches out, and then you fit the switches in afterwards, and then you turn it upside down and then bung it all back in again. But I like it a bit less than I was expecting. And there's something else more interesting to go in, which doesn't really affect that, actually. Come to think of it, it wouldn't really make any difference. No, come to that in a bit. The first thing I'm going to find out though is where this blowing is coming from, and I shall do that by starting the engine and lying down on this carpet and having a good listen. Ah, there we go, straight away. It's the joint there. I think all I need to do is tighten it up a little bit. I wonder how much MOT's left on it. MOT, not a concern. Exhaust, not really a concern, although we'll fix it. Now the tricky part, which is the wiring loom. And that is this here, the wiring loom for the boot. You see, the problem with this is because it's constantly being flexed, it becomes vulnerable for breakages and the like. And I thought I fixed it. I wrapped it up in this really super stretchy tape, and I found it wasn't quite as fixed as I thought, so I'm going to have to start again. So the best thing I can do really is just pull it all out and start again. I hate to admit it, but I've cocked it up. I cocked something up when I did this before. Here is the boot loom. Nice, eh? Well, I did with it what I could at the time, but I'm sure with a bit more determination I could probably do a better job than this. I mean, most of it works, just one thing, there's one connection that just has fouled somewhere, and that is it. So what else can I do besides find out which one it was and do it again? Only thing is, I've got a clue which one it is. You might also be wondering why the tailgate loom's got anything to do with this lamp. I wouldn't have thought it would either, but apparently it does. Good. Quick chat with Senior Mustard, and he's told me how that actually is relevant. But it also means that I've pulled all the boot loom out for possibly no reason. Right, it's time to pop a new fuse in. and see if it blows again. I've had quite a big delay there because I couldn't find my box of fuses, so I had to go into the Dungeon of Doom to go and find a spare fuse box, where I found myself a 10 amp fuse which is now slotted into the appropriate hole. Will it work? Yes! Brillogs! Okay, now at least I can get on with the rather uncomfortable job that I wish I hadn't done, pulling that loom out. But this time I might be able to do it a bit easier. Whilst this cable didn't actually help to fix the boot on my MGF, it might for this. Well, this is going to make it so much easier. I've just fed that through there, came out, just popped straight out the top. Now I've just got to tape the loom to the bottom of that and pull it through. So far this has been a complete success, so just one last bit to do, which involves the heated screen. I'm going to do the same thing with that. I've actually done a non-bodge. I've done it all properly. That'll never do, will it? And now it is time to get back to Nigel. You weren't even aware that there's been a big gap. I had some other things to attend to, but now the pressure's off somewhat, a little bit, I can get back to this car because my plan was October the 1st, Nigel goes back on the road, and it's now October the 1st. So what we have here is a basic 3-step plan for today. The first is to stop the blow in the exhaust. That could be as simple as just doing up the nuts. Hopefully it will. The second is fitting the purple carpet. Oh, it seems like I've completely neglected to tell you about the purple carpet. Headlining needs to go back in. And it does because it's going to be getting cold soon. So the last thing I really want is condensation dripping on my bonds as I drive along in my strange car. That's the majority of the glue scraped off, but there's still quite a bit on. Actually, there's lots of bits like that there. Yeah, oh yeah. I want to clean it properly before I can do anything with it. Soon you'll see my idea. Ah, maybe I'll finally get use of the donkey's toothbrush. Oh, it actually works. How about that? You've no idea how good it feels to be back in Nigel. I don't care about the roof lining. Well, yeah, I mean, I do, and I'm going to do it. But I've not had time today. I've not had time to fix the exhaust. I've not had time to fit the carpet. I've not had time to do anything with the roof lining. But before the end of this video, at least one of those things will be done. I may be missing the punch of the diesel, but I'm certainly not missing the personality. Oh no. Do you know, tomorrow, or is it Thursday? No, Thursday I've got to go to Padiham to meet up with Steve. I'm thinking I might take this. One thing I did forget though is just how wayward this car feels at the moment with these slightly wider wheels on with old tyres. I need to do something about that soon. The seat, the driver's seat, the really comfortable driver's seat that stops me from getting backache. Gosh, I'm going to enjoy this month. A couple of minutes worth of work, really, that's it. But I found something here just a second ago. Look, a piece of glass and another piece of glass from when I had to smash a window. It seems like it doesn't matter how long and how many times you vacuum the car out, you'll still find more bits. So put a new carpet in a year's time, I might find bits there as well. Obviously, there are a variety of things on this car that don't quite fit, but haha, here it is, today's microphone mishap. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Because it's not happened for a while. And there we go, battery gone, no sound. Thank you. Job done. Look at that, much more Rover-like, isn't it? Don't you think? It's going to need vacuuming again now, of course, because once you start moving seats around and stuff like that, you get more dirt forming. Now then, it was my intention to do this video with the headlining and the other thing as well, whatever that was, I've forgotten. What was it? Headlining? Something else. Something else, what was it? Come on. Oh! The exhaust. That was it. But the slight problem with that, and well, it's not really a slight problem, it's it looks like I think what's happened is the actual seal, the gasket for the exhaust, when you meet the two bits together, wasn't very good. And so that means that it's blowing a bit of gas out. And that's it. So I need to do that as well. But not now. No, I'll do it at the time. Wow, I haven't got much petrol left. Given that, that means that the only thing left to do now for today's video, because I've got another one on the go, is to say thank you for watching. And thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for not doing that horrible thing that some people do where they press the unlike button for no good reason whatsoever. And thank you for what I've done that bit. Thank you for the other thing that I can't quite remember what it is. Bye. Now look at this clown here. Look at this clown. Absolutely no idea. You thought I'd finished, but I haven't entirely, because I've had another thought. You see, now I have my Rover 45 diesel, and I've said before that the diesel engines, although they're fantastic, they do spoil the characteristics of the drive. And being as the 45 is supposed to be a better handling car than the 25, it just shows just how much difference it does make, because the 45 feels really heavy and wallowy compared to this. Okay, that's probably it. I'm only going to put that little bit of video on the end of this video if the video is under I'm only going to put that bit of video on the end of this video if this video happens to be less than 10 minutes long, because I don't like videos less than 10 minutes long. Apparently nobody wants to watch them, and you get worse views because of it, etc. And you certainly get less money because of it. And there we go. I mean, thank you anyone that wants to watch any of my videos all the way to the end, because it will pay me. I mean, not a lot, but it'll pay me a bit. And when everybody does it, it's just really rather good, and I appreciate it.